A warning of another kind, this one to local contractors who employ people on work permits. The Labor and Immigration Minister is tonight urging them to get their house in order. Carla Palmer has that story.
Unapologetic in outlining the government's position of righting the wrongs in the construction industry, Minister of Labor and Immigration, the Honourable Keith Bell, says that's one of his primary objectives.
This mandate requires that many practices which have historically been ignored be enforced, and the many loopholes which have existed over the decades be closed.
Enforcement now necessary, he says, as the challenges are too significant, as practices do not align with immigration laws and policies, starting with improperly documented migrants here. Under our laws, he says, it's not sufficient to say a person has a valid work permit. It must align with other factors.
The person must have a valid work permit. The person must be employed for the person named on their work permit, and the work being done by the person must be the same as described on the permit. Where a person is found working independently or for another person not named on the permit may be cancelled. Where persons are found working outside the job they obtained for the permit may be cancelled. However, in any event, the correct fee must be paid.
On another point, he says, farm laborers should not be on construction sites.
Contractors know that a construction site is not a farm, and a building contractor is not a farmer. Persons who are being issued permits to work on farms, found working on construction sites, are liable for prosecution and deportation.
Then there's the problem of fronting. With the sector reserved for Bahamians, contractors are warned.
Numerous reports of fronting operations where employees are really owners and have arrangements with Bahamian citizens. Equally, tourists should not be managing construction sites, firms, or projects. If they have no permit, they should not be working here at all.
Minister Bell says amendments to our laws in both sectors may require an increase of penalties for violators, including fines and/or imprisonment. Minister Bell says the law is clear on what is required and is adamant the laws will be enforced. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
While agreeing with the minister's sentiments was President of the Contractors Association, Leonard Sands.
To be honest, I'm very encouraged by the comments by the minister today because what we recognize is that the laws of the Bahamas are there, but we find that enforcement was always lacking. He did mention that contractors have to bear more of the responsibility for who they hire, recognizing the law. You should not be hiring persons without work permit or in violation of the policy of the work permit. And we could be very honest about that. We've been doing a lot of abuse in that matter. So from the Bahamian Contractors Association standpoint, we're going to work closer with the Department of Labor, the Ministry of Labor and Immigration, to ensure that we educate our contractors on what they should not be doing. I think we feel that a lot of them simply don't know, and where there is no knowledge is often abuse.